Good evening. In today's session, let's try to understand the difference between surcharge and cess. Are both the same? Definitely not. These two are different things, but they are related to the tax. What do you mean by this? Let's try to understand. When I say surcharge, surcharge is a tax. Surcharge is a tax on tax. What is the meaning? In India, large number of people are paying income tax. Of course, much larger number is not paying income tax because of the income levels. And when I am talking about certain people who are paying income tax, out of this particular group, only few people will be paying surcharge. Meaning, not all the people who are paying income tax to the government, they are not paying the surcharge, but only some people out of this income group, they are paying the surcharge. So they are only charged with the tax on tax. What do you mean by this? So you are paying a tax, whoever is earning according to their, this earning capacities, they have to pay income tax to the government. We know that income tax is a direct tax paid by the individual to the government. But if the net income is above 50 lakhs, say for example, you are paying a tax of 30%. That is income tax. But if the net income is more than 50 lakhs, and whatever the tax you are paying, whatever the income tax you are paying, on that particular tax, another tax is imposed, and that tax is called surcharge. Say for example, in India, all the people whose net income is more than 50 lakhs, they are paying 10% of the surcharge. And anybody whose net income is more than 1 crore, they have to pay 15% of the tax. Meaning is simple, up to some extent you are paying 10%, 20, 30% of the tax. When I say surcharge, whatever the tax amount you are paying, on that particular tax, another tax is added, and that is called surcharge. Say for example, we have the concept of the socialism, the socialistic approach. Here what happens, the people who are earning more must pay more. That is the reason why a large number of people may be paying income tax, but only those people whose net income is more than 50 lakhs, they are charged 10% of the surcharge, and whose net income is more than 1 crore, they are charged with the 15% of the surcharge. So why this is another method of income to the government? Because the government has lot many things to do with respect to the welfare of the people. That is the reason why government will try to look for various alternatives to earn more money for the government, and surcharge is one mechanism. Clear? So please remember, surcharge is not paid by all who are paying income tax. Only after crossing the limitation which we have discussed, only such people will be paying 10% on the income tax and 15% on the income tax. Please remember, this is not on net income, but on the tax that you are paying, another tax is added, and that is called surcharge. And when it comes to cess has to be paid by all the people. Cess has to be paid by all the people. For example, in India, we have education cess, we have health cess. Say for example, 4% tax is imposed. 4% tax is imposed on the tax, and that is the cess. Fine. Earlier it was 3%, now it is 4% since the year 2018. But when it comes to surcharge, that money can be used for any purpose by the government. But whenever government is mentioning about any cess, government has to make sure that whatever the money that is being collected in the form of a cess must be used for a specified and particular purpose. That's the reason why when I say education cess, so whatever the money that is coming in the form of education cess, that must be utilized only for the this primary education and also for the midday meal scheme. Clear? So like this we have various types of cess in India. I would like to show you some points now. Kindly have a look at this. Now look at this. Look at the document now. Cess and surcharge. So the socialist argument is always favoring more taxes for the rich, because they are earning more, they have to contribute more for the welfare programs of the poor. One way the government achieves this objective is through surcharges, because when it comes to income tax, according to their income levels and whatever the tax brackets they are falling in, so they will be paying some tax. But when it comes to surcharge, whenever net income exceeds a particular level, then surcharge will be charged. But what is a surcharge? As I told you, it is a tax on what? Tax. Very, 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 very important. Clear? For say, for example, I am telling you, a person is earning some income. Clear? And his net income is more than 50 lakhs. Say for example, he is paying around 10 lakhs as the this income tax. Clear? 10 lakhs as the income tax. And whenever I say surcharge, surcharge is charged on the income tax, not on the income. Very, 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 very important. That is called surcharge. It is levied on income generated, but on the tax payable for that income. Very, 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 very important. He may be earning lot amount of money, but he is paying 10 lakhs as the income tax, and the surcharge is levied on income tax and not on his total income. Clear? Examples here. If somebody has got income of 100 rupees, for which he is paying 30 rupees as a tax, so the surcharge will be 10% on 30 rupees. That will be 3 rupees. Meaning, at the time of paying, you are paying 30 rupees plus tax plus 10% on 30. So this is 3 rupees. That is nothing but 33 rupees on every 100 he will be paying. Very, 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 very important. Am I clear? In India, a surcharge of 10% is levied if an individual's net income is more than 50 lakhs, and the surcharge will be 15% if it is more than 1 crore. Clear? So the person who is earning more than crore, then obviously he has to pay more surcharge. Very, 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 very important. And when it comes to the companies, it will vary, from domestic companies to foreign companies. Am I clear? Very, very important. And let's see what is cess. When I say cess, unlike surcharge, there is no threshold for health and education cess. Every individual liable to pay income tax has to also pay the health and education cess at the rate of 4% on the tax, including surcharge. Whoever is paying surcharge, they will be paying extra amount, right? Extra amount of 4%. And whoever is not paying surcharge also charged with the 4% cess. Cess is collected by the government for the development of a particular service or sector, meaning the intention is very clear. Purpose is very clear. Clear? So, as the name suggests, health and education cess cannot be used for any other means. In the sense, if the government is collecting income in the form of cess for the purpose of education, that money must be utilized only for the purpose for which the money has been, this paid by the concerned persons. Look at this. Earlier, in fact, it was 3%. Now it is made through 4%. And education cess was proposed to fund free primary education and midday meal. We know that in India, children have a right to education, right? So that is a free and compulsory education. For this reason, you need to have money, and government is imposing cess, right? Similarly, health cess was imposed to meet health requirements of the below poverty line families. Who will take care of their health? Government has to take care. Where is the money? Come on, charge cess. Utilize that money for the health requirements of the below poverty line families. Right? And there is a debate that is surrounding high cess on fuel. Clean energy cess, 2010 it was introduced. Krishi Kalyan Cess was introduced in the year 2016 for providing additional support to the farmers. Swachh Bharat Cess was introduced in the year 2014. Similarly, state governments can also impose like this. For example, during the corona time, in order to meet the financial requirements for the welfare of the people, Uttar Pradesh government has introduced Corona cess. Very, very, very important. And it was imposed on liquor, because so many people will, consume liquor, right? So when they are consuming liquor, they are asked to pay Corona cess, so that money will be utilized for, for the purpose of, controlling and, giving medical support to the people who are affected by corona. Clear? Very, 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 very important. So kindly remember this, all the points, and hopefully you are clear now with respect to the difference between surcharge and cess. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next session.